Not too long ago, we reported on some potential Spider-Man 4 leaks. They seemed to suggest a new trilogy was in motion. Shortly after that, Sony suddenly announced they were going to be at a massive event in December, and we should expect a ton of surprises. So when you look at everything Sony has in the works and how active Kevin Feige has been with them behind the scenes, it's pretty clear. It's clear that some kind of new project was being negotiated. Now with Phase 4 of the MCU coming to a close in the very near future, fans are ready for the next chapter to begin and for everything to start moving towards Secret Wars. Now, a common criticism of Phase 4 has been the lack of an overarching narrative that tied into everything into the universe. As a result, a lot of Phase 4 projects have felt kind of pointless or contradictory, and there certainly hasn't been any real urgency in a common goal. However, with Phase 5, a lot of things are going to change very quickly. And with Sony and Marvel quietly announcing a brand new trilogy of Spider-Man movies, yes, you heard me right, it's time for the wall crawler to start playing a larger role in the MCU once again. Welcome to the Chaos Multiverse, everybody. All the details about Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6 announcements, Tom Holland being part of Avengers Kang Dynasty, and Secret Wars. Drop a like, make sure you guys are subscribed, stick around for all the information, and let's get into it. The end of No Way Home left a lot of loose ends, especially with the actors. Tom Holland was not signed on for any more solo Spider-Man projects at the time, and Marvel was reportedly chugging along as if No Way Home was going to be the last solo Spidey movie in the MCU. But a few weeks ago, after No Way Home hit theaters, it was announced that Marvel and Sony had struck a deal for a new trilogy of Spider-Man movies. Since then, there hasn't been a lot of talk about the new movies or how they were going to tie into the MCU, but that all changed with a recent announcement that actually Sony kind of snuck in. It was just put out there that Tom Holland has signed on for 5 MCU movies, those being the Avengers Kang Dynasty, Avengers Secret Wars, a new trilogy of Spider-Man movies, and I don't know if there's any extra cameos in there. My Time to Shine, a very, very trusted insider source and leaker on Twitter, also confirmed this today. According to the information relayed by Emergency Awesome as well, early rumors are starting to swell about what Tom Holland's new trilogy is actually going to be about. How will it tie into the larger MCU story? What's he getting paid? According to the reports, the new trilogy will have Peter attending college in this world that doesn't remember him. It's believed that the college he'll be attending is Empire State University, as the events of No Way Home meant Peter was denied admission to MIT and will likely just want to go somewhere near downtown New York. This means Empire State University, which is also his college in the comics, and the Sam Raimi trilogy would work perfect. But there's also some rumors that this may change to the Future Foundation, which would be a way for Marvel Studios to start establishing the Fantastic Four within the universe. With a new Spider-Man trilogy in production, we can basically bet money on a new solo Spidey movie coming out before Avengers 5, which means we can also expect it to come out before Fantastic Four, since that movie is coming out mere months before the Kang Dynasty. That means we should expect to see a new Spidey movie in 2024. But that also means this could be where the Four are first established. In the comics, Spidey had a close relationship with the Fantastic Four, so it would make perfect sense if Marvel chose to introduce Reed Richards and the Future Foundation right here, especially since Peter's life has basically been rebooted, restarted. He needs new allies. So according to these rumors, the long-term arc of this new trilogy is going to be related to Venom, thanks to the piece of the symbiote that was somehow left behind after the events of No Way Home. Apparently, there's going to be multiple symbiote-related villains before we get to Venom, but the timing will result in Spider-Man getting the iconic black suit during the Secret Wars arc, just like in the original comic arc. This means the symbiote is going to be introduced to the MCU very soon, as it has to be firmly established by the time the Secret Wars arc fully kicks in, which only gives it a couple years to find a way into the story. So from the sound of it seems Spider-Man 4 is going to come out sometime in 2024. Establish the symbiote as a thing that exists within the MCU, while also throwing in some backstory for the MCU's Fantastic Four. Then, Secret Wars. Everything breaks loose. I mean, Spidey has his black suit arc, or perhaps he still has a black suit at the end of Secret Wars, but Spider-Man 5 will likely come out after Secret Wars, I'm guessing early 2026, and at that point, the story will likely be about the fallout of Secret Wars, including what happened to the symbiote after Peter got it off either at the end of Secret Wars or at the beginning of this movie. From then on, you can see where this is going. The MCU's version of Venom will be created. He'll become the main villain of Spider-Man 5 and 6, maybe. And there's also reports of some kind of side plot going on during the first 2 movies in the new Spidey arc involving him and the new Avengers. Now, the new Avengers need to be established before the release of Avengers 5, which is further evidence that there's going to be a new solo Spidey movie in 2024. Early reports suggest Spider-Man is going to be a major player in the new Avengers, possibly even a role of leadership. That would make a lot of sense to me. Interestingly, there's no news on the return of Ned or his rumored Hobgoblin arc, so that just seems to be one big rumor after all. We'll see. Everything is cram-packed. We have a lot that has to be established. So all of that is exciting enough, but there's smaller details about Tom Holland's recent deal that could point to some other exciting developments. Now, Holland has only signed on for 5 MCU projects. The contract is confirmation that Holland is with the studio for the long term, which makes sense. Come on. Spider-Man is literally a money-printing machine. They are not stopping anytime soon, and they're going to pay Tom Holland whatever he probably asked for, which means appearances maybe in smaller productions. Maybe it'll happen. For example, if Holland were to make a cameo in a TV show, I mean, that contract likely wouldn't be signed until much later, whereas Marvel Studios is prioritizing signing him now for the larger things that are going to hit the theaters. That being said, rumors are already circulating about Spider-Man showing up in Daredevil Born Again. According to insider reports, Charlie Cox has actually signed on to voice Daredevil in the upcoming Spider-Man freshman year cartoon, meaning Marvel Studios is likely going to retroactively add some kind of relationship between those two characters in the live-action versions. If Spider-Man freshman year establishes Daredevil as a mentor or a potential rival of the younger version of Tom Holland's Spider-Man, that relationship could be elaborated on in live action in Daredevil Born Again, which would mean a showdown between Tom Holland and Charlie Cox, which would absolutely crank up the Disney Plus subscriber numbers. Now, they've already met. We know that in No Way Home. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Maybe, potentially, I don't know. But now that Tom Holland is here for the long run, and Daredevil is apparently going to be in freshman year, I wouldn't be shocked at all if Marvel is trying to set up some kind of confrontation between the two red suit heroes in Daredevil Born Again. It won't last, trust me, but, you know, for the ratings. Spidey and Daredevil cross paths many times in the comics, and they have a very rocky relationship. So there's a million different directions that this could go in the MCU, and a lot of it depends on just how dark the new Daredevil show is going to be. But with 18 episodes in production for Born Again, that's a lot of time for cameos from other Marvel characters. It's also been rumored that Born Again is going to reintroduce a lot of the Netflix universe characters, the Punisher, Jessica Jones, and adding Spider-Man to the mix would be a natural fit due to the rich history of Spidey and Daredevil in the comics, and that more street-level superhero vibe. There's about a dozen Spidey Daredevil arcs that could be adapted into the show, or they could go somewhere completely new. What I'm saying is, with all the chips in place, I don't think Marvel will be able to resist getting Spider-Man and Daredevil on screen together. So what do you guys think? Holland is currently signed on for 5 movies. That means he's officially signed on with Marvel until 2026 at the earliest, which gives him plenty of time to write Spidey into other projects like Daredevil. It also opens up a ton of doors for where his story goes once the Secret Wars arcs start heating up. I'm certain that we're going to see Holland Spider-Man interact with Daredevil and the Fantastic Four. Those are just such easy team-ups that would make fans happy. I can't see Marvel ignoring the possibilities, but as for his trilogy, I guess we'll have to wait and see how his main story plays out and what it'll look like after Kang starts playing a larger role in the story. And that's not talking about Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. I mean, they're probably going to be in Secret Wars too. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you soon.